What are you doing?
Like, oh my God.
I don't even know what's going on.
Don't forget that gift cards available at RitaYanez.com.
Hi there, Pisces. This is your December 2015 reading. I'm so excited to deliver this to you, and I hope you're looking forward to some great holidays, time off of school, and maybe some gadgets or gifts that you hope to receive, or maybe get a little money here and there from one of your grandparents to put away toward something that you're really hoping for. Don't forget that every penny counts, and even if somebody gives you $5, put those aside, and before you know it, you've got enough to get the thing that you want that would make you happy. Always put that money away and make a decision as to what it is that you want to buy. You'll see how easy it is to accumulate the money and to buy it when you've saved it up rather than to borrow money to do it. It's always the wisest thing to learn at your age. So the card we're starting off with here at the beginning is the Tower card. So this is a little unsettling, but for you guys, it's not going to be as difficult or potentially disruptive as it is for the adults. Naturally, because you're somewhat shielded from adult issues, it doesn't mean that you don't experience them. Like if your parents are going through a separation or a divorce, something such as this, and there's custody issues, then of course you're experiencing it in a way that's just as sensitive, if not more so, than the people involved, because you don't always get your say in it. And, I always wish that people would have the kind of experience I did when my parents were divorcing. Like I've told you guys before, we didn't have to worry about living anywhere. Our parents stayed very close to each other. It was kind of expected that the kids be with the mother in our culture, but even so, Dad was always literally houses away, down the street, around the corner, so he was always there. So hopefully you get some of that peace of mind that you'll be able to state what it is that you need and what would help you feel better. And, if it's a sensitive time and people aren't getting along, I wouldn't bring up those kinds of subjects, topics at dinner, because it could just set everybody off. Try to let this year wind up and kind of come to a conclusion so that you can spring forward starting 2016 without too much difficulty or heartache, okay? So remember that if it's an adult issue, they're supposed to handle it. If you're having difficulty getting along and your situation at home has become unbearable, especially if it's affecting your performance at school, then you need to talk to a counselor at school, maybe sit down with the principal, make sure that you feel safe and secure, and tell them that you don't want anyone to know about your situation, that you just need somebody to talk to. Trust me that they'll know if you're in danger, and if you're expressing that they'll make sure that people check up on you and make sure everything's okay. But always remember that these things will pass. But generally, the Tower card is indicating that there is some kind of an instability present. So it could be something like this happening at the foundational level of your family and home environment, or it could be that a friendship or relationship of your own is kind of on the rocks. So try to be forgiving and let things go, even if you have to concede a little bit. It's a lot of element of compromise with you Pisces here this time of year, and especially at this time, it's asking you to be more loving and caring so that the world can love you and care for you in return, right? If you're just sour grapes, which isn't really like you anyway, but if you're mean and nasty, like I'm sure you've seen some adult Pisces, when they decide to get nasty and mean, they are hideous. I mean, it's almost like unbelievable that they could be that bad. So just make sure that you take some of these experiences as lessons as to what kind of parent you'll never be. and what kind of environment you'll never put your kids in. If you ever have them in the future, trust me that even the most difficult situations as a young person are going to make you a better parent than any of them combined. So week 2, we go into the strength card energy, and this is an energy that says just hang in there, just stay strong, persevere. I'm not asking you to be a robot or be like a stone wall, no emotions. Jot things down, take some notes. Don't put down your thoughts and feelings on any kind of medium or in any files where people could find them and you could get busted and have all your devices and freedoms taken away. Sometimes all we can do is sing some songs and think about how we're expressing and emoting the way we feel without committing these things like, I hate my mother and father. If you're committing those things to paper and God forbid something happens to them, guess who they're looking at? You first, like the cops always do. I'm not saying you'd hurt anybody, but you see what I'm saying? It just confuse the issue. Now, the week with the Ace of Cups here, week 3 is a good sign because it lets me know that you're able to probably do a better job than the adults and keep yourself emotionally balanced, even when things are off kilter. That's the great, wonderful thing of being a young person, is that your resilience is phenomenal. You could go walking through a hotbed of coals or through the fire and emerge on the other side and shake it right off and be just fine. Never forget that. Don't lose that ability to regenerate yourself, recreate yourself, to resurrect yourself, no matter what happens to you. What's the worst thing that could happen besides losing a child or losing someone you love to a freak accident? Trust me, there are worse things that could happen than some boyfriend going away or some girl stealing your boyfriend or some guy stealing your girlfriend. Pretty much, trust me, it happens in the adult world as well. And none of these things are really such a big deal in the end. So just know that your spiritual renewal is more of a psychic renewal as well with you guys. Very transcendental, very cleansing, and helping you achieve the next levels in your maturity. Week 4 with the 6 of Wands in reverse is like, so you could kind of win an argument. And then in the end, we're like, what were we even arguing about? Does anybody even remember? And then you're the one who pipes up in the back of the room. Who cares? And then we just go back to eating pizza and watching more, videos on YouTube, laughing at the old people falling, that kind of thing. So remember that this could also be somewhat of the ankle biter energy, that there could be people that are still kind of like, well, she got away with it this time, or he got lucky that time. Just let it go, because there's no sense in trying to convince people that it's okay to let things go. If they won't understand you, why should you bother teaching them? If they want to ask you for your advice, they'll come right up to you and do it. And if you offer unsolicited advice, they'll probably wipe their behinds with it. So week 5, we've got the star card energy, amazing and wonderful and very stabilizing considering what you started off the month with. So here we've got you really feeling good about a renewal. Even if it isn't an astrological new year, we are coming up on the traditional new year, at least here in the United States, where we celebrate January 1st. Really, it's probably around the world we recognize it because we've become so interconnected. But that January 1st is supposed to really symbolize the beginning of this calendar year. And even though we're waiting for the spring astrologically, it doesn't mean that you can't look forward to great things happening in 2016. I'll be thinking of you guys and talking to you soon.